Can you believe it? The Tennessee Titans actually won a football game. The first win since beating the Texans in a wild, weird game. But guess what? That game looks so normal and run-of-the-mill after the game that was the Tennessee Titans and the Arizona Cardinals. You know, Josiah and I are going to break it all down for you here on the Titan Bros Network. Good evening. It is Saturday. No, it's not. One of the first things I said today was a lie. It is Monday, 7:40 at night, Eastern time. And it's time. It's time to talk about a weird, wacky, rare dub that Josiah and I actually get to break down. Let's welcome him in without any further ado.
Howdy, how's it going, sir?
It's going. It feels weird. Vibes are completely different. Us talking about a game that we won.
I still don't know what I think about it in the sense that we're still a crappy team that needed so many breaks to win. And does the one win do much for us? Not really, but I will say just it feels good to get a win, though, at the same time.
Yeah.
I wanted to be mad about it at first, and then just I'm like, but dang it, we needed to win.
Like, it was nice to see, like, our players, like, smile. Like, watching Cam Ward smile. Yeah. Watching our guys actually embrace and be happy. Go ahead.
So you said that, but I thought the same thing. I saw a picture, I think the Titans uploaded, and it was, like, a bunch of people smiling. And I'm like, you know, now that I saw that, it reminds me of how I never see them smile. All teams always mad, miserable, and angry. And I'm like, it's weird seeing everyone happy.
I'd say it's weird to see everybody's bones in their mouth just showing. That's weird. It's crazy. I like it, though. I like it because it's just been so doom and gloom for the last 2.5, 3 years.
We won't talk about it today, obviously, but I think the next game, now, we're the crappy teams. I should never say this, but next game's winnable. Las Vegas does not look good.
No, they do not look good at all. In fact, the only game they won, they beat a team that I feel like they should have actually lost to. I'm trying to remember who it was now. Might have been the Patriots. It was their first week. Might have been the Patriots. Yeah, I think so. But regardless, and they barely won that game. So they're just this close to being 0-5. And most of their games not even close. So, yeah, we have a real shot at beating them, but that's going to be our next video. Today we're going to talk about what was a wild and wacky game. For 3 quarters of this game, it was no different than any other game. We can't run the ball, or we could run it, but like we were so far behind, we didn't even have to run it. The defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. Was the Patriots?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. We couldn't throw the ball. We couldn't catch the ball. It was actually getting to a point where you and I were laughing. He would throw it, and it didn't matter who the target was. They would just drop it. They'd drop it. Like, maybe the pass is a little off target, but they'd still get both hands on it and drop it. We'd laugh. Calvin Ridley did it. I think Chig dropped one. Iomanner dropped one. And we had gotten to a point like when the Cardinals would score a touchdown, him and I would throw our arms up and they're like, woo, we're getting that first overall pick, baby. Like, we were just laughing.
Yeah, it was. I was perfectly ready to accept this year. I was just going to laugh at everything we do bad instead of being mad. And just like, number 1 pick, yeah. Now, the win here just kind of messed that up. But yeah, I was like, us doing stupid stuff. I was no longer mad about it. It was just funny now, you know?
It was.
You know, and here's the thing. I still want that number 1 overall pick. But it's just like Cam Ward for his development and his confidence. I think he needs a win. And the fact that yes, the Cardinals helped us, but he went down there, got us in field goal range, made some good throws. I think that's good for his development. So, you know, there's some goods there that might be more important than just a number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, because I can actually remember having this conversation last year when we were just losing games. Well, we didn't actually think we had any shot at the number 1 overall pick. There's like 5 or 6 games left of the season where we were like, in a happy world, we lose out and get, you know, a really good pick. Because again, we didn't really even know that the number 1 overall pick was in play until like 3 weeks before the season was over, and we just kept losing every single game. And teams like the Browns and the Giants were winning games they weren't supposed to win. So it's like, I would love to lose out for a better draft pick, but then I also feel like this team, their mental state is just gonna be not good.
Yeah.
Like, should we win games? We shouldn't want to win games, but we don't win any games. Sometimes you need proof of concept. You know what I'm saying? And again, like we said at the beginning, seeing all the smiling faces and how hyped everybody was, that was good to see. And that was the medicine I think that these people's souls needed.
Yeah, I agree. And so more I thought over because I've been thinking about it a lot today. I think it's a good thing for us. But I would say the elephant in the room, though, is that we desperately needed the Cardinals, to do some dumb stuff to get a win. You know
Several
what I mean?
So, we did the face fumble with Kyler Murray, where he gets hit in the face and then his foot is hurt all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah, I don't get it.
And then there was the obvious one we all think of as the dude running all the way down the field. Love L'Jarius Sneed, love the effort. He actually didn't affect the play at all.
He had nothing to do with that. Yeah.
Then the dude just flips out the back of the end zone. Now L'Jarius Sneed did call it because I remember making fun of him when I was watching it live. I was like, "Oh, Sneed says it was out the back of the end zone, so I guess it's a touchdown." And I'm sort of laughing and everything. Turns out he was right. But anyways, there was that play that helped us big time. Obviously, that was the X factor, the X play, the wind of the sails being shifted from one team to another. There was that one. Then there was the deflected pass that was an interception. That was a fumble that we didn't even force. He just drops it for no reason. And then they just start playing gaga with it, just slapping it around on the ground until they slap it all the way to the end zone and Lockett dives on top of it.
What a weird play.
Yeah, and then they went ultra conservative when all they needed was one more first down to ice the game, and they're like,
and I have mixed opinions on that because I can see where you could get mad about it. That was so conservative, but at the same time, if I was the Cardinals, I'm like, the Titans are not going down this field and scoring a touchdown. Oh, getting a field goal. Now that's the difference, is that we did just need a field goal, so maybe I would have been a little more like, let's try to make this first down. But in all reality, I was shocked that we got in field goal range, to be honest.
Yeah, not just that, but that quickly as well.
Yeah. Well, 2 big throws would do it. Because that drive started off a little slow, in my opinion.
It did, because it was a 4-yard or 3-yard completion to Tony Pollard where he gets out of bounds, and then another 3-yard completion to him where he does not get out of bounds. I'm like, what are we doing here? I think we hit Chig the next play across the middle.
Yeah. No, we had Calvin Ridley one. Calvin Ridley got one, and then Chig got one.
Okay, got it. Before I say it, I'm sure you've seen it all over the interwebs. I always makes me like an old man when I say this. Did you see Cam Ward's fourth quarter stats?
I heard that it was good. I didn't actually see what it was.
How's your root beer, buddy?
Delicious.
Actually, I would actually love this if this was Cam's stats for the whole game. Because let's be honest, I don't even know if we're grading him. A lot of times we grade him. I don't know how to grade him because let's be honest, this was his worst game.
If you count the first 3 quarters.
First 3 quarters was his worst game.
He was
literally like 4 of 15, right? Something stupid like that.
Yeah, stupid. 4 of 16, I want to say. But he was garbage.
Now, there were a lot of drops as well, but even when there weren't drops, he just was missing people. He missed. Chim DK got wide Heine open twice on go routes. That should have been long touchdowns. And
to be honest, if he hit those deep routes, the whole game would have been different, but he was 100%. Missing.
But listen to this stat line. Stat lines aren't everything. In the fourth quarter, 13 of 18, 193 yards. Then he had a pick, but it was a deflection. That was a great play by the defense because if you saw who he was throwing to, Gunnar Helm was wide open, but he just threw it and the guy just slapped it with his hands.
I would say
13 of 18 for 193 yards in 1 quarter.
Yeah, that was good. And that's what makes – and then probably before this video is over, we're going to give him a letter grade. Mm-hmm. And it's confusing because I would say his first 3 quarters was the worst. I was beginning oh no, I don't know how I feel about this guy, to be honest. But then he went down there and won us the game. He put the team on his back. 3 drives back to back. With some help with the Cardinals, but he put the team on his back. And so it's a big, I don't know how I feel about it exactly. But I just like that he got that. He was clutch. And that's something he was in college. So that was good to see.
Yeah, he had the ice in his veins.
Mm-hmm. And that makes me almost even angrier that Jeffrey Simmons did something stupid in week 1. Well, we didn't get the opportunity to see Cam Ward get a chance to be clutch again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because up to this point, that was his best game too. So
Yeah.
if there was a game I would have, been confident in him doing that, I would have been there.
Do you think this? Let me say this real quick. That post that Calvin Ridley ran, Cam hit him, and then that last deep ball he hit him. Do you ever wonder like why can't we do that more? Calvin Ridley is a great deep threat like that. Cam Ward has a good arm on him. Like why is that the first time we've seen any life of that happening?
Yeah, I mean it's weird, and not just that. And people are saying it on the interwebs, so it's true. But you and I have been talking about it as well. The last 2.5 games, the Tennessee Titans offensive line has been sneaky good, at least average.
That's what makes me a little more annoyed with Cam Ward. The first
right.
3 quarters.
I'm about to say, because the first couple quarters of that game, we were both getting frustrated because he would actually just drop back and he'd just be hopping, looking around, and then just throw it a bad pass.
The ball would just look weak and wobbly out of his hands, even though his feet would be set.
Agreed. Now, sadly, that was all night long. I don't know what that was about because you remember the play, a beautiful, beautiful toe drag swag play by your boy Gunnar Helm.
That was a beautiful.
It was just a beautiful throw, but it was just flopping. It looked like he punted it to him.
Yes, I meant to say that was a beautiful catch. Gunnar Helm did have one drop, but I still like Gunnar Helm. Now Jig had a good game too, so I think we have 2 solid. Well, maybe not blocking, but when it comes to receiving, we have 2 solid tight ends. Solid.
We do.
I won't say Jig is great, but he's solid.
Agreed. All right, going back to the offensive line, John Glennon tweeted out the Pro Football Focus numbers for the Titans online. O-line, not online. Dan Moore was credited with 1 pressure, 1 sack. That sack, a lot of folks say was actually Cam Ward's fault for moving up, and the guy because he did. Okay. Anyways, Skoronski, 0 pressures, 0 sacks.
He's been good.
Cushenberry, 0 pressures, 0 sacks. Zeitler, 0 pressures, 0 sacks. So that's nice. That interior offensive line, nice. All 3 of them, no pressures, no sacks. Then Udo, something I forget what his last name is. He's the starter at the moment until J.C. Latham comes back. 3 pressures and a sack. Sunday? Should be next Sunday is the way they're acting.
Because he needs to play, just because he's still young, but good.
Yeah. 3 pressures, 1 sack.
That's not great, but again, if J.C. Latham comes in, that should fix that.
Correct.
And that's good. I like that. And so the O-line looks good. The first 3 quarters was just unacceptable by Cam Ward, to be honest.
It was because Tony Pollard was running pretty good.
Yeah, so that was just unacceptable. And there was plays to be made. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there was open people on some of these.
Yeah, especially the 2 missed shots to Chim.
Yes. And I would say the drops is ridiculous, but I think every single drop, basically, you could always say he could throw slightly better. Every single one. You could say, Cam, you could make that a little bit better.
He likes people extending arms. He loves them extending them arms.
He does. And now people just can't catch those. Do you think that was Eric Arman's worst day?
Yeah, he only ended up with, I think, 2 catches for 19 yards.
I think he had 2 drops, too.
And he also had 2 drops. But that was a good game for Ridley finally decided to show up.
Yes, Ridley showed up. I still like Gunnar Helm. Man, that little line, though, I just feel like if Cam Ward could get his crap together for the whole game, I like the offense might be able to do something. So, yeah. Do you want to grade Cam Ward? Would you give him a grade?
Yeah, we can grade Cam Ward, and then we'll move on to our next segment. Cam Ward, he was working on a big fat F.
He was looking on a big F.
But then that 4th quarter is A+ smiley face and clutch because it wasn't just garbage time, fill up the stat sheet stuff. That was legit being ice in the veins and then ultimately leading the comeback drive there. So D's are too harsh, but I honestly still feel like B's might be a little too optimistic. Nice. I'm going to go with a C+. And the only reason I'll give him a C+ instead of a B- is if that one drive, it would have been a touchdown throw as opposed to a tipped pass pick rolled into the end zone that we jumped on for a touchdown.
That would have helped, yeah.
So I'm going to give him a C+.
I wish that happened.
Yes.
Because then we would still have to fumble the running back did, but there'll be a little more of we took it instead of was given the win. You know what I mean? But anyway, so Cam Ward, man, I hate to sound like you. I really do. But I think C+ is what I would do. And he was bad more than he was good. Right? He was bad for 3 quarters, but just the clutchness. The game was on his shoulders. Like, we need a field goal, and he went down there and did it. And
so like that last drive, there was no runs. You can't run there.
No,
So it was all Cam Ward just dropping back, reading the field, chucking it.
Yep. So I have to give him. That's his first thing. That was his first time doing that in NFL too. Well, it was like a game-winning drive. For right now, he's 1 for 1 in the NFL.
You love to see it.
Kind of giving Marcus Mariota vibes. Not great most of the game, but when you need him, he'll go out there and excel. Because Mariota was pretty clutch.
Mariota was clutch. He would, because I can remember that's one of the things Vrabel said when Vrabel first came to town. He's like, we love fourth quarter Marcus Mariota. If we can find a way to make fourth quarter Marcus Mariota, all quarters Marcus Mariota, is like, then we have something special here. It didn't happen. No. But anyways, the Cam Ward, I'll take it. What was your letter grade? I gave him a C+. Okay.
Yeah. I hate to sound like you, but yeah.
Yeah, C+ sounds good. Something to build on, though. The Raiders' defense is nothing special minus Max Crosby.
We got to contain him. He's a game breaker.
Yeah, correct. So, again, that'll be our next video. We can talk about that. All right, let's talk about a couple other players that really did well. Calvin Ridley finally decided to be the man we wanted him to be. Because, he's been – we don't give letter grades to every single player because we'd be here all day. But he was a big fat F up to this point. He's just been awful. And, again, I'm a big Ridley guy. But I'm also realistic. He's been awful. Until this game. He was fantastic. Yeah. Not only was he fantastic, I think it was like 130 yards, but also the one clutch one on the sidelines there at the very end, he was calling for the ball. I'm not sure he saw, like, he not just called for it, but he like pointed at, like, throw it over here, directing traffic, sprinting past the guy. So like he wasn't, because sometimes when you get in your head, you actually almost don't want to be thrown to, but he rose up to the occasion. Mentally, he was strong. He's like, I want the ball. I want to put the team on my back and pick up this first down. And by golly, he did. And that was fantastic and beautiful to see.
Yeah, I agree. Calvin was great. And I got to give love because he frustrates me more than he should. But you got to give love to Jeffrey Simmons. He's been amazing. Just that one dumb penalty in week 1, he's been really his prime self. Like, he looks like Jeffrey Simmons when we all fell in love with him.
Yeah, I agree with you because I've been trying to trade him for 3 years now. Because I don't like his attitude.
It still makes sense almost though, because we're still not a good team. That's the problem.
But don't trade him just to trade him. If they want a 3rd round pick for Simmons, that's not worth it to me.
Okay,
in my opinion,
I would say, but I feel like even plays that there's no stats, he still just gets back there where the quarterback has to move left to right. You know what I mean? It's like hut, and you just see that guy in the backfield. I'm like, that's pretty impressive.
Breaking through double coverages, double teams.
I'm glad to see that because I still say our edge rushers could do better. Well, that's the sad thing. I don't think they can do better because I don't think they're that good. No. But they're just not that good.
Arden Key did have him a half sack.
He did.
Draymond Jones was the one with the fumble recovery. Arden Key, Femi Odejo, he's running around out there. I don't know if he's doing anything, but he's out there. I
did not have a high opinion on that draft pick, and so far been proved to be right.
I mean, he's getting plenty of playing time, but I do feel like he's just kind of oafing around out there. I don't know. Loafing around.
Cedric Gray had 13 tackles. I didn't see it all, but I saw the stat sheet, so he's making tackles. Barton could be a little bit better, in my opinion.
Barton could be better, but I do think it's nice that Cedric Gray is becoming something. Because remember, through this whole offseason, we're like, that's a wasted draft pick. Mm-hmm. His rookie season was a wash. He was buried in the depth chart behind James Williams. And then during the second, like even the first preseason game, Austin Stanley of A to Z Sports thought he had a great first preseason game. But I can remember me and you were just like, I didn't really see anything from him. But then he finished really strong in the second, third preseason game, and he's just kind of followed that right into the season. It's nice to see. Because again, like you said, Cody Barton hasn't been this great.
No, he hasn't. But I want Sweat to come back. I want to see him and Latham come back bad.
I mean, it's literally our first and second round pick from last year. And I agree. Sebastian Joseph Day's been serviceable, but Sweat can be a difference maker.
Yeah, especially in run stop.
Yeah, because let's be honest, that 75-yard touchdown, he scored a touchdown. He beat our defense and scored a touchdown. He's decided to drop it before walking in the end zone.
To be honest. That hole is massive.
Agreed. And it's been happening to us every single week. The only reason it didn't happen more yesterday is because that was their third string and fourth string running back out there starting for them. But I agree with you.
I know we put him on IR.
Well, yeah, so I think he's only missed. I think that was only his second game he missed.
Dang it. I was hoping it was 3, but okay.
Yeah, so he's still out for a hot minute. But yeah, I do agree. We need Sweat back. I also agree with you with what you were saying about Simmons because, like I said, I've been trying to trade this dude for 3 years now. I haven't liked his attitude. I thought he does way too many costly penalties at the worst times.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with him. Very, very happy with him this year. He is being, because so many times everybody just says it. It's like, oh yeah, Jefferson's the best player on Titan's roster. But then they start talking, and I'm always like, but is he?
One thing I liked about him yesterday is I feel like even when he was down, like it looked like, okay, we're going to lose this thing. It was 3-21. I still thought he was giving a heck of an effort, and he was still playing super hard, even though we looked like it was a waste of time. And I appreciated that. And that was nice I remember making a hard play and still thinking in my head, like, what's the point, dude? We're going to lose this game. And, well, we did. I mean, Cardinals had to do some stupid stuff to give it to us, but.
Yeah, well, now this is good coaching and adjustments that I don't understand why players don't make more often. Now, it makes me wonder why they were originally doing a stupid game plan. But somebody said something about making adjustments to Brian Callahan about making adjustments with Marvin Harrison Jr. They're like, yeah, we decided after the first drive to put Snead on him. And that's why, and Snead pretty well shut him down over there, is basically the gist of what he said. And I'm like, well, why didn't you do that the first drive too? Because it was Armor Davis. Yeah, and we had Armor Davis on him, which got cut by the Colts, and we claimed him off of waivers. And now we have
put him on the number one.
Yeah, put him on old Marvin Harrison Jr., who demolished us that first drive.
Yes, he did. I would say another person that responded well after some bad games, Hooker. I'm not gonna say he was amazing, but he wasn't horrible because he was flat out trash.
The last 2 games he had been awful. I agree.
I'm gonna give it a buck. He was cheeks.
He was cheekies. He was. I agree with you. And then I guess I'll go and just finish saying that was Snead had a good bounce back game. Still didn't do anything on the 75-yard run. Love the effort. Didn't do anything.
Love the effort. I just there's some goods there. Like yes, you cannot talk about this game without saying they gave it to us. But there's a lot of positives too. There's a lot of, like, that was good, and that was good. Well, because think about it, the Broncos. Remember, they kept trying to give us the game, but we had won no part of that. We did not want to win at all. But yesterday, sorry, I'm used to making videos of the day of. But anyway, yesterday we did take advantage of it. The Cardinals like, yo, take the game, and instead of being like, nah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. We made the plays to win. So it was nice.
It just feels weird talking about a win because all we do is lose.
All we do is lose no matter what.
Something like that. But yeah, it's just dreadful. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we even really need to talk about. We've already talked about all the players that did great. We talked about the fact that really the Cardinals did hand it to us, but we still had to make plays at the end. We talked about how Cam Ward was off for the first 3 quarters, but then came on strong in the fourth quarter. I'm about to yawn. Almost made it through a video without one of us yawning. So I apologize. Is there anything else that needs to be said though?
No, I think we covered everything.
I think
it feels good to win.
It does. Because I agree with you. When it first happened, I had mixed emotions where I'm like, yeah, we're kind of bad though. So I kind of want us to lose and get the number 1 overall pick, because having the franchise quarterback and the number 1 overall pick is a fantastic place to be. And I was kind of fantasizing about it a little bit. But when you win, you just can't help but be happy. It was like the 2023 season where we were terrible. We were 5-12 going into the last game of the season against the Jags. And we probably needed to lose that game. But I was like, this is Tannehill's last game. You could tell it was Derrick Henry's last game. And I'm like, we should lose this. And if we would have lost it, we could have either drafted Joe Alt or Malik Neighbors. But anyways, so I'm like, we should, So I'm like, we should lose this. We need to. But I still couldn't help but be happy when we got that win. And Derrick Henry had his heartfelt speech where you knew it was the end. You're like smiling with a tear going on your face and everything. Little did we know it was Vrabel's last game too. But anyways, so it was just, it was
killing him.
I
know I killed him. But they got a nice win. They're 3-2, and that's better than a lot of people thought they would be.
And they really shouldn't have lost the Raiders. If they wouldn't have lost the Raiders in week 1, they'd be 4-1 right now.
Week 1, though, we know how that could be lost.
That is true. Yeah. But anyways, all in all, I'm happy we won. Even if it does take Malik Neighbors or Joe Alt type person away from us in 2026 draft.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
And then we can leave, buddy. Does this change a lot, a little, or nothing at all of your opinion on Brian Callahan?
I would say nothing at all. But the reason we hate him so much, he makes a lot of bad decisions during the game. But because we just lose. If he's head coach, we're going to lose the football game. That's just how it's been the last year and a year and some change. But if you stack wins, that changes everything. So this is a win. It's like if we end up winning 7 games, this technically will be part of the reason why my tune will change on him. You know what I'm saying?
7 wins sounds like a lot. I know it wasn't that long ago, but winning more than 5 games sounds crazy.
I agree. Yeah. Do you remember especially you were sick of Mariota, where you're like, he's so average. Like he's so average. We're just 9-7. We just win 9 games every year. Barely get to the playoffs sometimes. Woohoo! And now look at us. I can't imagine winning 9 games. Ooh. There's your first yawn, buddy.
There's my first yawn. But anyway, so with me, this is gonna sound mean and harsh, but I'm gonna say it doesn't change much at all. Because again, Cardinals had to make the first blunder. If the running back just ran it in, it's 28-6.
I mean, that's the game's over.
Yeah, 28-6 is a blowout, and we probably would be deflated after that and not do much else. So the final score would probably be 28-6. So we were so close from just another blowout, and then we'd be awesome and get them out of here. But so as much as I want to be like, maybe things are not as bad. No, I still say I want them out. Now, granted, it's still just 5 games into a 17-game season. So, Mr. Buddy Callahan, if you win this next game, we win 2, and then you go and somehow beat Vrabel, we could talk. But for now,
here's the thing: Patriots are still beatable, right?
I just don't think with Vrabel. I
don't think we will.
I think Vrabel could have a bunch of high schools, and he's going to beat us.
Probably. But Patriots are still beatable. Raiders, beatable. Jags, maybe we could pull one off against the Jags. And we still got the Browns and the Saints.
Yeah.
Those are all awful. I was ready to say the 49ers, but some reason the 49ers win ugly every week. So we'll get beat by the 49ers, probably pretty bad. But anyway, so that's 5 very winnable. We are so sorry. My internet went down and kicked me off, and he can't find the end stream button. It's in the top right. It says end stream. It's a red button. So if anybody's stuck through to that, we just pulled an Arizona Cardinals. We were going so strong until we just decided to goof up. So I'm going to get out of here before I lose service again. You got anything you want to say, buddy?
Nope.
All right. That said, tighten up, peace out, and all that jazz.